Welcome back, everyone, to the Time2Win Hearthstone Invitational. We're about to start the finals, in which we've got two pretty interesting stories, actually. We've got SuperJJ, who's just come back from his seat story, first place, just the other week, and P4wnyhof, who's competing in his first big tournament, and he's got all the way to the finals, beating some pretty big players along the way. So pretty good finals, I think, Lothar.
Yeah, definitely excited to see those two players fighting against each other. First of all, because it's a huge opportunity for SuperJJ to have bragging rights of winning two tournaments back to back, 1 week apart of each other. Wait, that's not even 1 week. It's basically 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah, it was last weekend, wasn't it? Yeah.
So it's really insane if he does that. And for P4wnyhof, it's also a big story because that's his first, as you said, first competitive tournament after a really, really long time. I would have said it's even more than a year. So, yeah, pretty big thing for both of those players.
Yeah, so just getting the classes through, just to remind everyone, SuperJJ has Mage, Paladin, Druid, Warrior. P4wnyhof has Mage, Warrior, Hunter, and Druid. JJ's banned the Druid, which he's done a few times so far that we've seen. And P4wnyhof has actually banned JJ's Paladin, which we've seen JJ put on some pretty heavy damage with his Paladin. Did he 3-0 Model Leper with his Paladin, I think, in the semis? I think that's right.
Yes.
So he 3-0'd with his Paladin. So what's interesting, though, is SuperJJ's banned the Druid and left the Warrior up again. So I'd imagine SuperJJ might start with the Mage once more, but unless he's thinking that, if P4wnyhof's been watching JJ's matches, I think he started with Mage almost every set, then apart from the last one, then maybe he'll go to Warrior instead, and P4wnyhof will start with his Warrior in a hope. But it is a lot of big risk to start with Warrior to try and snipe Mage, because if he doesn't bring it and he chooses Paladin, then that's super against him, as opposed to being able to use Warrior to counter the Mage directly.
That's very true. I'm very curious to see what are the bans, and the bans seem to be already cast. P4wnyhof bans Paladin, JJ bans Druid.
Yeah. So the Paladin's banned from P4wnyhof because he's been wrecking with it, I guess, and obviously doesn't go well against his Warrior. But JJ's banned on the Druid, I'm guessing, to help out with his Freeze Mage, and he's been banning Druid pretty consistently, I think, in this tournament.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, who you liking in this one? Because obviously, I guess JJ is favoured down to experience. Obviously, he just come off a strong tournament win, so he's on a bit of a storm so far. But there's a lot on P4wnyhof actually to get this win, as we said earlier. Get a big win under your belt in pretty much his first big tournament he's played in, so that's pretty impressive. But maybe nerves might be an issue for P4wnyhof. I mean, he is a streamer, so he streams most days to a pretty big audience, but getting in the finals of a tournament is completely different, and there's a lot of pressure on to make the right plays. And we see a lot of maybe more inexperienced tournament players make a few missteps when they're under this kind of situation.
Yeah, that's true. Well, P4wnyhof didn't have a consistent type of game style in the previous matches, so maybe he will step up right now for the finals and just take his chances here against SuperJJ, because from what we have seen, JJ is really, really playing well for the past games and past weeks, basically.
Yeah, I was going to say that. He's playing so solid. There's just every single play is yep, that looks right. And, it's worked for him. So can't really argue with his level of play. And he's probably the hardest opponent that P4wnyhof's come up against this tournament. So kind of fitting that they're playing the finals.
That's true. And we'll see when the players will be actually starting the game. I'm really wondering what will be the first classes for both, because it seems like P4wnyhof might actually start with the Mage, right? The Mage should be good against Druid, should be good against the SuperJJ's Mage also. It's not the best, but it has direct damage.
Yeah, it's okay.
It might even get her flare from the Spellslinger.
Yeah, because realistically, with he could start with his Hunter, I guess. It's only rough versus versus JJ's Warrior, right?
Yes, but he was starting twice with the Hunter, right? And if he will start again with the Hunter, I guess JJ might just start with the Warrior then.
Yeah.
He might want to maybe switch so he won't be so predictable, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of mind games because he almost can't start. P4wnyhof almost can't start with his Warrior because he needs it for JJ's mage. So, it's going to be JJ's mage versus the hunter. Pretty interesting match now. We're going to have to see if P4wnyhof can get an aggressive enough start, or whether the SuperJJ's mage can actually hold off long enough. And again, SuperJJ's freeze mage has become pretty big over the past week or so with its amazing performance in the Seat Story Cup, and with Reno Jackson in healing back up to full against aggressive hunters, pretty much wins you the game.
Now let's see what it's the opening hand. Well, we can't see ponies. No, we can't.
There we go. Yeah. P4wnyhof's got a pretty good opening hand. Yet again, he seems to be doing well with getting this opening hand for his hunter. Getting the juggler out initially, and he's got abusive, he's got the horse rider, the scientist for turn 2, even a kill command like prepped and ready to go.
Do you think playing the knife juggler on the turn 1 was okay?
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think because the scientist is a weird one in this matchup, because there's nothing that attacks, nothing that really attacks the hunter early on in most freeze mage games. So the scientist sort of becomes just like a 2-2. Wow. Okay, so SuperJJ is locking down the next turn unless... I mean, is there anything he can do? Yeah, there's literally nothing. So just locks the juggler out straight away, but there's a Doomsday gone instantly. It does slow the game down, but... Oh, there's a Frost Nova as well, so...
I was thinking about maybe you should just play Mad Scientist, because that's the usual thing that most of the players would have done, right? Just to play Mad Scientist, right next turn, get the Ice Barrier or Ice Block already up.
Yeah, what was weird about the Scientist, or not playing the Scientist, is that it's just as weak to Owl as Doomsayer is, right? So it's not like he was playing around Owl or something to reduce the secret ball. Bit of a strange one, but P4wnyhof's going to respond with a Misha, which is actually pretty reasonable versus the board. So the Scientist actually just sacrifices himself onto the Misha, probably to pull the secret. Double Ice Lance this early, okay. It can actually be used where the freeze mage actually uses Ice Lance to stop the damage. So like next turn, we'll probably see the double trade, but if a bigger minion came down, he might Ice Lance it just to slow the damage down, and Ice Lance it again the following turn. It's only 1 mana, and as we get onto turn 5 onwards, the mage normally has, we can probably slip in a mana here and there just to slow the game down.
Yeah, but this looks like a turn for the Frost Nova to be played. Oh, it's not. Okay. I was wondering that will be the play.
I mean, he can even just ping and torch on the 2-2, right?
Okay, seems fine too. Yeah, you're right.
He puts himself on I mean, he takes 2 health from the Leponome, but the board's empty again, which, considering, it was starting to build up, it was done pretty well. And the good thing here is, at least for JJ, is the Arcane Golem isn't as good this early versus Freeze Mage, because giving them extra mana is a bit of a problem. But he does pull the Juggler and get an extra little thing, little juggle down there for an extra damage straight into Blizzard, and there's Reno Jackson as well, so we'll have to see how much SuperJJ is keeping hold of his card count to know when.
Well, he has to use a Frostbolt yet. He has to use a...
Fireball? Is it 2 Fireballs?
No, it's 1 Fireball, 1 Roaring Torch.
Okay.
I think it's only about Frostbolt right now.
Okay. So, do you then like Gnomish Ping?
Oh, wait, Ice Block too.
Oh, Ice Block, yeah. Yeah, so he definitely needs to cycle.
And now he will probably get it, because the Mad Scientist will get the Ice Block, so he only needs to draw the Frostbolt.
So, how much do you worth Scientist Ice Lance? Do you think it's not enough damage to slow down and too much of a cost? It's just you want the Scientist down, obviously, to pull the block out, like you said. But he's going to take 4 damage next turn, potentially 6 with Hero Power, and then anything else that he draws.
So I guess you can use the Frost Lance, the Ice Lance, sorry, to...
Because you're not too bothered about bursting the Hunter down at this point, you kind of just need to survive.
That's true. Yeah, he will use the one of the Ice Lances to just heal for 2, basically.
Yeah. Which is reasonable at this point. And it's not like, if he had Reno, ready and prepped to go, he probably wouldn't use Ice Lance, because he can just go to full anyway. But because he's still waiting on that Frostbolt, at least, and the Scientist needs to die as well, then he's got a lot to hold out for. What's he going to draw?
Second Ice Barrier. That's actually good.
Yeah, it guarantees the Ice Block, right?
Yes.
And he can just Frost Nova. Do you also play the Thanos for card draw?
I think you should. You really need to get that Frostbolt.
Yeah. And like, why not? It's not like Unleash is going to lose you the game at this point, right?
And I think you actually want to make your opponent to proc the Ice Barrier, because otherwise you can't really get the heal.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, this is a way a hunter can win. I mean, he can just hero power twice now. Oh, he won't use it. He can just hero power again. So JJ needs to draw heal or
there's the Frostbolt.
Oh, okay.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, this is the only left double that he needed to draw for the Reno Jackson.
I only thought wouldn't he have just insta slammed Reno?
Well, I'm sure that he's making, like, he's comparing his notes of what he was playing, you know, right now. So.
Oh yeah, I just realized his cam isn't on. He's not just staring in the same like space constantly. So yeah, he could well just be scribbling down some notes. I just think that if it's guaranteed, then you just slam, right? And he must know.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
And he can't. There's a trap down, right? Yeah.
So
does he
he's looking for
frostbolt his own
something else,
acolyte?
right? What is he looking for? What are we missing? He played the Doomsayer. He played the Frost Nova.
Don't actually know. It won't be double heal bot. Won't be flame strike. Yeah, what's he waiting for? He's used the ice lances. He's not playing 2 torches, is he? Surely not.
No, for sure not. Even with the one, he played 1 torch, so that's not a problem.
He's played scientist. I have no idea. I mean, the second he draws it, we'll find out. Oh, if he draws it. Oh wow, he's really going. So this is all or nothing. Oh,
Arcane Intellect! That was the card!
Oh my god! Again, SuperJJ, the Reno Master! Oh my god! Well played, yeah, holy
That
crap.
was the card we were missing, Arcane Intellect.
Yeah, that's actually nuts. The fact that he just went straight into... He had to Frostbolt and ping his own Doomsayer, his own Acolyte, sorry, to draw the exact card he needed to heal back to full. And now he's got to attack, and there's another 8 health, and suddenly this game is going just flipped the other way. As he said earlier, like we spoke about earlier today, Reno Jackson's pretty good body as well at 4-6.
Yes.
Pretty good. Yeah. And now Intellect. There's the Roaring Torch. There's a Fireball.
Wow, but that clutch Arcane Intellect was just insane.
It's crazy that he's actually done it again. Because almost the exact thing happened in one of the matches in Steep, sorry. When he was on, I think he was on like 3 health or 2 health. And, and again, he drew and went straight up to full. Absolutely nuts.
So now we'll see. I think there's still a chance of Ponyhof trying to make a comeback here, but usually this will not work.
Yeah.
I mean, your opponent just healed for 28.
Yeah. What do you think
28.
SuperJJ is actually waiting for?
Well, he's not.
Oh, did he just not? Okay. Was there any reason to, like, just not Fireball or something there?
Well, he didn't want to play. I guess you can just Fireball whatever mean he will be, your opponent will be playing, so that's not the problem.
Or even, like, a reason to not attack?
Well, the not attack was to not give additional durability for the bow, right? That was.
Oh, sorry, yeah, the bow was. It wasn't. I thought it was a Glaive Zook for some reason. It's the bow, isn't it? Oh, and with Alex Strasser as well. I mean, yeah, SuperJJ is a god with freeze mage.
Very interesting match. I mean, it was already there was one chance of 2 Arcane Intellects in the deck, which was like around 15 cards, 15 cards deep, right?
Yep.
The deck. So there was like 2 to 15 to draw one of the Arcane Intellect, and he got it. So it was really an insane play.
Yeah, it is nuts, and this is going to be game, and Ponyhoof's, that's something that's going to throw you off your game, 100%. You get someone to that low, and then they draw the 1 card they need to heal all the way back up to full. So, for SuperJJ again, taking that match, we're probably going to see Ponyhoof locking his warrior now to counter the mage. And this seems to be the sort of the battle plan for SuperJJ. He takes the first game with his mage, expects an answer, and then the rest of his lineup. So he has his paladin's banned, but he has his druid and his own warrior. Then he believes he can just take anything with those other 3 classes, or 2 of the other 3 classes.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the problem with this matchup that Pony had with the freeze mage against his hunter is the fact that hunter is kind of favored a little bit.
Yeah,
it's not a little bit because now with the Reno Jackson, it puts it makes the deck more versatile, right? But you can draw blanks because Reno Jackson might be a blank, and that actually would have been the case in this match. So, but at the same time, it can just instantly win the game just by slamming it down and healing for 20. So it's really crazy when you think about how this matchup goes right now after the changes, after the inclusion of the new cards from the League of Explorers. Yeah. And I guess now P4wnyhof has to switch to his Contra Warrior, and this is only winnable for SuperJJ if he manages to get 3 cards into his hand. Antonidas, Emperor, and probably Coin.
Yeah. And looking at the rest of the match, if we presume P4wnyhof takes this match with Warrior, then SuperJJ has his Druid to go on to, and then he has his own Warrior, so probably feeling pretty comfortable, because he's got his Druid and his Warrior versus the
Mage and the
Mage and the Warrior, so
yes,
as long as he lines it up well, maybe again he takes the Druid versus the Warrior of P4wnyhof, and then potentially loses with Druid, but then has his Warrior versus the Mage.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's see what is this. Oh my god, it's just got an opening hand.
Yeah, there's the fist pump from P4wnyhof and the little dance. Why not? That's probably just winning the game.
Oh, there.
So I think what could well happen here is P4wnyhof gets to turn 6, plays Justicar, and SuperJJ concedes.
Yeah, probably that will happen.
Yeah, it's similar. We actually saw a game quite similar in Seat Story. That it was turn 6 or 7. He dropped it, looked at his hand, and was like, "Yep, that's game." Concede.
I mean, on ladder, I won a game against Warrior with Justicar in turn 6 with a freeze mage, just because I had the nuts with Antonidas and Emperor.
Yeah.
And my opponent did misplay, but this would probably not happen in any competitive game.
Yeah.
When you're super focused on, and you know what's your game plan. So.
Yeah, I mean, both players know exactly what needs to happen for them to win, or what their opponent needs to do for you to lose. So again, like the Justicar, super important card in this matchup for the Warrior, and as you said, the Antonidas combined with other cards, super important for them to have any chance of winning. And the issue is when your opponent needs 1 card to have a massively increased chance of winning, and you need 3 to 4, you're definitely not favoured.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And there's the Forgotten Torch, which puts additional pressure in the matchups, and that's additional free damage in this matchup, in this particular matchup, which might matter, but it probably will be diminished by the fact that there's just a single Justicar that is just ruining the whole experience for the mage.
I thought you were just going to say ruining the experience for everyone who plays Hearthstone. It's just,
I'm not
just
that
a card,
much.
go home. So the Acolyte comes down, ping for the armor, which is fine. Oh, sorry, ping for the Acolyte. But we'll see how quickly SuperJJ concedes. Would you stay in the game if you were JJ now?
I probably would. If I would draw...
No, never mind. Brilliant. What's really interesting is in this format, this is fine for JJ. He's probably not even bothered, because he knows this is how the match, he wants the match to go, he's expecting it. Because he knows no one can really start Warrior against him in case he doesn't start Mage. And he starts Druid or something instead. But he starts Mage, so confident he wins his first game. And it's like, yeah, counter me, because then I counter you, and then counter you back, and then I'm just confident enough to win. And he's in the finals, so, seems to be working.
Yep, that's true. But I would like JJ to just wait 1 or 2 turns to see if he gets the Antonidas, because he already had Emperor, right? And maybe by some miracle he would be able to stick the Antonidas to the board.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't even try, so Too bad.
Yeah, it's probably maybe worth, like you said, a turn or two just to hang around. But I suppose if he's just like, that's fine, I'll take this loss and then just get straight into the next game. Why not? I guess.
That's true.
So, I mean, I imagine JJ is gonna go with his druid to take or to try and take the win off Ponyhoof's warrior. But we did see it was Ponyhoof versus Spo where the warrior beat the druid, right?
Yes, it was warrior versus druid in Spo's matchup.
Yeah. So
true.
it's not like there's a guaranteed win. There is no turn 6 play that wins you the game.
Well, that's right.
Unless it's like innovate combo for lethal. But yeah, not as favoured as the previous matchup, but it still led towards druid.
No, we'll see how it goes.
Go in. Hopefully, I'm right with the druid call. Yes.
Yeah, druid. It makes sense, right?
Yeah, I think it
just makes sense.
Yeah, it's the logical thing. And again, as we mentioned with Last Hero Standing, you build your lineup to play in a very specific way to get the win, because it doesn't matter what score the win is as long as you win the set. So again, SuperJJ not too fussed about dropping the previous game, locks in the druid, and Shredder's nice. Everything else is so. Shade into Shredder's pretty okay, and the Savage Roar bit dead at the moment, but Oh, and there's the druid wild growth. And
he has the Shade of Naxxramas, which is super important in this matchup because it's, as I said before, I think that was in the previous matchup between those two classes. The Shade of Naxxramas is virtually just an immovable object in this matchup unless there's a brawl happening, and we see that Powerhouse doesn't have the brawl, so two of those shades will wreak havoc.
Yeah, and even just getting the Shredder out pretty early. I mean, there's no good answer to a Shredder at this point. There you go, that armor up shield slam on the Shredder is... Obviously, it's half an answer, but it's still pretty rough. And now he can just drop... Oh.
Well, that's a dead draw, I would say.
Yeah, you don't... Ooh, he's going to innovate both shades.
I guess so.
Choice. I suppose the earlier they come out, like the better. It's just that he's literally got nothing next turn. Swipe face.
Oh, that was the brawl.
Oh, that's actually huge. Oh wow! Do you even wait? No, you save the.
You save the coin.
You coin War Axe now, so you can War Axe whatever if the 2/3 lives.
Dang, that's a hard decision. I would say I'll have to think it through, but maybe you should actually play the weapon.
Oh wow! This is what a sort of heads up play from JJ here. He's played the Loatheb to lock the brawl out. Goes for actually something a lot of players wouldn't do and opens up the shades for 6 damage, pushes for 6. He has Savage Roar and Swipe in hand, and these shades almost guaranteed to grow again next turn because there's no brawl.
And the second Innovate is a dead draw, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But the Savage Roar is 10 damage. It's actually huge. It's a Pyroblast for 3 mana.
Yeah, I really like this as well, because something a lot of people that haven't played the game too much do is really hold off on the Force of Nature Savage Roar, whereas sometimes if you've got a few minions on the board and you've got Savage Roar, you just do it and take, like as you said, the massive damage boost.
Oh wow, that's pretty lucky.
Yeah, that's definitely not good for SuperJJ, but again, I mean, he's on...
Well, it's lethal anyway.
He's on... Oh yeah, he just swiped hero powers, right?
Yeah, swipe hero
so
power
this
ends
sort
the
of,
game.
We said Druid was favoured, but we didn't think it would be this favoured. And he even had the Harrison as well.
That's just insane amount of damage dished out by JJ, and with the help of the Shade of Naxxramas and Loatheb.
Yeah, Loatheb was the
secured,
big deal there, yeah.
He secured the board position, so that was very important for this upcoming Savage Roar because of the Loatheb and because of the Shade. It's like a huge synergy because between those cards. The Savage Roar was able to just deal 10 damage for 3 mana, which is insane.
Yeah, and so early in the game, the Warrior doesn't have like the mana for enough answers to deal with the board as well as recover from that kind of damage.
And now Ponyhof is left with his Mage, which he's supposed to have a really good matchup against the against the Druid because of the mirror entities, because of the nature of the deck, which puts minions with high HP, which makes hell of a headache for Druid to remove. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a rough matchup, but again, the way SuperJJ has been playing this tournament so far is the Druid countered the Warrior that people will always try and lock in the Warrior versus his Mage that he starts with, and then he has his own Warrior now to fall back on. So the Warrior versus Mage match might be a bit more favoured towards the Warrior if P4wnyhof can take this one. It's not a given though with the Mage versus Druid. It's definitely not favoured for the Druid, but it's not impossible either.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, the Warrior versus Mage matchup, we kind of like drift into the future already, because so he still has to win this matchup. But the Warrior versus Mage is very dependent upon the draw of the Warrior, if he gets the weapons to secure the board to control or not, because that's what really important is in that matchup.
Yeah. So we can see it. JJ's got the Dance, Aspirant, Force Nature, and the Swipe in his opening hand. P4wnyhof just done his mulligan to a pretty okay mulligan, if you ask me. Not too terrible at all. But then SuperJJ's got turn 2, 3, 4 sorted as well, and 5. It's going to be an interesting game here because both sides have got pretty okay openers.
Yeah, that's true, and even a wild growth too. Wow.
Well, look, we always draw ramp. We've drawn ramp every single match with Druid in so far.
I think there was one match that didn't have the ramp.
Was there?
Yes.
Forfeit the match, it's over.
We'll see. But now I wanted to ask you, what do you think about not using the Dada's Aspirant instead of just playing? He played the Wild Growth instead. Yeah,
I think because he had the Wild Growth, it's actually a really good play because there's now Frostball and Torch in the deck that can easily get with and destroy the Aspirant, but also to just completely negate, well, almost negate the Mirror Entity is huge. To just drop Aspirant as a Mirror Entity target and then destroy a Crystal is the idea, I guess. Is actually pretty big for Druid because the Druid has so little minions that are good to give the Mage, or even easily killable, not even good, but just that you can actually deal with that same turn is really difficult. And now he's just throwing the Harrison down onto the Shade. We're still quite far away from an AoE from the Mage, if the Mage even runs a Flame Strike. And there's a Mirror Entity, so is Coin Mirror going to come out? No, it's going to Frostbolt, which is fine. Is it going to pick the Harrison?
Obviously, that's very important. Oh.
Ooh. The coin was dangerous, so he used the coin and it actually did snipe Harrison. Oh, this is pretty nice though.
Well, you can just go for the Dana's Wrath, right? And Hero Power, I guess?
Yeah, because the Hero Power buffs the 3-1 as well.
Yes,
so
that's very important.
This one range, which is huge.
Ooh, that's what I wanted to point out.
Oh, is he going to drop the... Did he drop the Aspirant then? I couldn't tell. We'll see.
Yeah, he's dropping it, I guess. Yes.
This is okay, because at least he has a board for Mirror Entity. It's not like he's playing into an empty board. And the Keeper of the Grove's like the second best card, right? So before Aspirant was a card, Keeper of the Grove was the one you wanted to give to your opponent.
Definitely.
But Flame Waker, Arcane Missiles, puts everything to 1 health, but he does ping down the Shade. This 3-1 is actually becoming a bit of a beast.
It's fun to say. But even though like the Ancient of Lords is something that SuperJJ really needed. Oh wow! Now he has the combo. So wow. I guess you just do 14.
Yeah,
you
I
set
guess
up
you
14.
just win next. Counter Spell. Oh, is P4wnyhof going to play Counter Spell?
You think so? He will be so head up that he will just play Counter Spell here. Okay, with sources.
Wow,
of
yeah, you can now, right? Oh, Torch, Arcane Blast. So you definitely Arcane Blast, right?
Torch and Arcane Blast to kill the... Well, let's start with Arcane Blast, because you don't pay anything for it, so yeah, definitely first.
Oof!
This.
Oh, okay. So now you definitely counterspell, 100%. Oh my... Oh!
Well, that's it.
Oh, so is that...
I don't know, I mean, it's not it. It's not the game, because you can't use Force... You can use Force of Nature.
Oh! You didn't think it was counterspell, though?
Yep, he did it. But it's still not bad. he can deal 3 damage this turn, and he still has the Shade, which will deal 4 damage next turn with the hero power. Sorry, with the attack of the hero. So
yeah. Oh, there's Fireball and Torch though. That's a lot of damage.
So it's 4 damage from the board, 9 damage with the Keeper. Oh, there's a second Force of Nature.
Or you can just draw the second one.
And that's it. JJ takes the final.
Wow.
3 days? Let me check. I need to see my
Sunday,
yes.
Wednesday, right?
3 days after the finals of Seed Story Cup, he takes another tournament and wins the Time2Win Invitational, which is insane.
Yeah,
I mean, really well played by JJ. I have to say that he was playing almost mathematically every single game, and well, hopefully we'll see a lot more of him in the future, because that's just insane how he is playing this game. And if he manages to win another tournament right after this one, I wouldn't know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, something that's really difficult in Hearthstone is consistency at the highest possible level. So you look at players like Tice, Kalento a little bit ago, and a few other players that are just consistently delivering results. But for SuperJJ to just go back-to-back tournaments within a few days, like it's crazy. It's so impressive. But also, you know, good work for P4wnyhof. His first tournament, pretty stacked lineup, and second place and losing to SuperJJ, who's clearly on fire at the moment. You know, it's not too terrible for him either. But congratulations to both players.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations to JJ and congratulations to P4wnyhof. That was his first appearance in a big competitive tournament. So, yeah, I hope his stream will be happy for him that he has the second place, and he will be joining more tournaments in the future. And just a short announcement, guys, because our sponsor, main host of the tournament, will be giving out a Fallout 4 code and many Hearthstone card packs on their Twitter account, which is twitter.com/time2winnet. And at 500 followers, they'll be giving out that Fallout 4 code and a Hearthstone pack. So be sure to check that, and be sure to just retweet their giveaways. And also register your accounts on www.net www.time2win.net. So you will be 41,000 euros will be handed out during the launch. Everybody will be handed out during the launch event to everybody who joins and plays the tournament. So a lot of cash will be given out to every single participant. So be sure to check that out. And if you missed out on any out of the games that we had today and during the previous day, you can see a rebroadcast of this stream right after we'll be finishing up this one. What can you say, Raven, to the end of the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, all I'll say is I'll definitely be trying to catch the first day of the tournament to watch all the other matches. But all the matches tonight, I mean, super high level play. I mean, some of the highlights, definitely SuperJJ. I mean, he seems to, at least at the moment, have this last hero standing figured out for himself, performing really well. Seen P4wnyhof perform really well, taking down some big opponents such as RDU, Cypher, Spo, all the way up to the finals, and just losing out to SuperJJ in a couple of rough games, but overall played really well. And yeah, just a great tournament overall, actually. It's always nice to see a nice stacked lineup and players playing I say new format, but sort of reborn format again, and seeing what people, how people decide to deal with it and see what the pros can get up to. And obviously fun casting with you, Lothar. It's always a pleasure.
Oh yeah, and to the same to you, so vice versa. And thank you all for watching. This was an incredible event, and hopefully there will be more of those in the future. I hope you had fun. Be sure to tweet your impressions of the tournament and use the hashtag Time2Win so everyone can check your opinion about it. That's the easiest way to get feedback for the production team, for the organizer, for the sponsors. So be sure, if you were happy watching this, be sure to tweet it out. We highly value feedback about the tournament itself. So thank you very much for watching again, and I guess we just wrap it up. This was Time2Win Invitational, the first edition with 16 players. Last hero standing single elimination tournament. So we see each other next time, and bye-bye.
You love playing games and got the